Hey guys, this is Dust, back for Dust on Gaming here on YouTube. So, last night we started out playing this league. So far went 0-2. There were some slight mistakes made in the Jund matchup, not understanding how Olivia Voldaren plus Gideon as a creature works because of the separate clauses. So I think that ended up costing us against the Jund deck, and then Storm. Alright, going to 6 here. Hand's pretty awful, but I think we go ahead and keep Gideon Jura to the bottom here. So, not a great start for the deck so far. I've had a lot of awkward, like colorless, land hands, etc. So I think there are some slight issues with the deck, but there's also been some misplays on my part. Alright, Death Shadow. Either Death Shadow or Hollow One. Still could be either deck. On the plus side, if our opponent decides to Burning Inquiry us, they can only improve our hand. Yep, looks like Hollow One. Alright, discard 2 lands. Huh. What do they have going on over there? Not sure there's anything we actively want to take. Flameblade triple Flameblade Adept, huh? And Gurmag Angler. Alright, so you're saying we're pretty well screwed? I mean, obviously if we draw like a Wrath or something here, we'll be in good shape. But not the best of hands against this deck. So we've got Rest in Pieces to bring in. Yep, Flameblade Adept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why wouldn't you just play out your Dragon Skull Summon here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Unless they're just trying to keep Faithless Looting in the yard, be my guess. Alright, so we kept a slightly loose 6-lander, or 6-hander, and... Yeah, I guess we cast Thoughtseize, take one of your Flameblade Adepts. Don't have a whole lot else going on. Oh, Tasker. Tasker's a much better card. Gonna take a beating this turn. Alright, so trying to avoid getting frustrated because we have not been doing well at Magic lately on many different fronts. Yep, Flameblade Adept, sure. Like a Wrath or something off the top would be pretty good here. Do have 5 of them in the deck. Probably the last turn we can draw it. Field of Ruin. So if they flashback looting 3, 6, 11, so we have one more turn potentially. Guess we'll go ahead and play out Plains here. It doesn't particularly matter. So I'll block if I absolutely have to, but if I do block with Shambling, then it does shut us off of our Damnation and Bantu's Last Reckoning. So that is something to consider. I'd like to thank everyone for making our YouTube channel grow here. Next coming week or so, I have a sweet Grixis Hellfire list to play for you guys that a viewer posted for us on the YouTube channel. I also have some Naya Monsters testing to do for the PPTQ. Beyond that, not really sure what's going on. Trying to avoid the MTG burnout. You know, swings of how it goes. Sometimes you run really hot, sometimes you run really cold, make a lot of mistakes. So this is 3, 6, 11. So I'm going to 1 here. Opponent discards a Hollow One and plays a land. Do another Faithless Looting here? Or is this a Bolt? Oh, they just have Hollow One. Alright, so 3, 6, sure, 11, yeah. Take it, go to 1, and hope we peel a Wrath here. Wrath, or does Lingering Souls buy us a turn? Lingering Souls plus Flashback, these guys having manas kill us, so. Alright, Hollow One got there. So, Alright. Which cards do we need to bring in here? Rest in Pieces, obviously, our main one. Beyond that, some consideration for Fragmentize, but I don't think so. Collective Brutality overall is pretty bad. And they do have spells we want to hit. It does kill some of their creatures, so maybe there's some consideration of leaving this in. Nixilis and Sorin feel a little too slow. And maybe shave like an Inquisition or a Thoughtseize here. Like on the draw it's significantly worse, but on the play we could potentially nab their only discard outlet. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we have Rest in Peace, we have Lingering Souls, so we don't have black mana, which for a deck that's 2-color, we've been color screwed an awful lot. These colorless lands are not free. Yep. Yep. So if they put a bunch of Hollow Ones in play here, we could be in a lot of trouble. Alright, I mean, Bloodghast and things are stuff. Now we just kind of gotta hope that our leftovers aren't that good. Because frankly, we can't cast any more spells. Other than Rest in Peace. Sure, it's actually probably going to help us a little bit here. So what did we lose? We lost Brutality, Path, and the Rest in Peace. So next turn I have to debate between casting Thoughtseize and Lingering Souls. Need get rid of Flamewake, Phoenix, and a couple of lands. Alright, so we lost Lingering Souls, which Marsh Flats and Thoughtseize. So, guess we go ahead and cast Night's Whisper here. Alright, I mean, we might be doing it this game. Opponent's already burned through 3 Burning Inquiries. Sure. There's a good portion of our opponent's deck that's actually kind of useless right now. Yeah, wow. Okay. Wonder what they've got here. Hollow One? Feels like a... Nope. Goblin Lore. Alright, continue to dig. Alright. Yep, they got a Hollow One. So... Huh. Which one am I supposed to play out here? Because they could have... What are the odds they have Bolt here? Let's play Gideon the Trials. Hold up Fatal Push here, and... Hope we peel a land next turn. Get Gideon Jura out. Flame Blade Adept, sure. Go ahead and push this Flame Blade Adept off a cliff. Alright, well, we drew a land. Plus on this. Play out Gideon of Ally of Zendikar. Make it night. Alright. Opponent scoops. So... especially on the draw, is there some consideration just bringing in Fragmentizes? Our Rest in Pieces are a lot slower. Maybe just... Is this crazy? Board out Thoughtseizes, bring in Fragmentizes against their Hollow Ones? Lost Legacies, Unleashed Unmakings. Try it like this. The problem with this deck is, like a lot of decks in non-blue decks in Modern, or decks not running Faithless Looting, you're really at the mercy of the top of your deck. And while this deck has a lot of very powerful draws, I can't help but think that, like, the mana base, you know, 5 colorless lands, which might be a tad greedy. I think Vault of the Archangel, very powerful card, but might be a little too greedy. Westville Abbey is a cute, like, one-of plan. The Field of Ruins are perfectly reasonable. But it's like, there have been a lot of hands that we've had, like, very awkward, like, Plains, Field of Ruin, double black spell, you know, all black spells. And once again, Magic likes us. Alright, so this is pretty clearly a mulligan. Pretty clearly a mulligan. This hand isn't much better, but we'll definitely keep it. Path Exile here. I think we have to top it. I don't necessarily want to, but you know. They have a lot of big idiots that Fatal Push simply doesn't deal with. Another Burning Inquiry. Oh, Faithless Looting. Alright. See what you put in the yard. Bloodghast and... Alright, so... guess we go ahead and play out planes here. I think I'd obviously love to draw off a Rest in Peace of the next turn or two, but I don't know. Alright, so they're bringing back Bloodghast. Not casting anything else, which is interesting. I don't think we're pathing just Bloodghast. Like, Bloodghast is admittedly very annoying, but it's kind of whatever. I can stop drawing lands now. I really, really can stop drawing lands. Alright, so next turn we get to go conceivably Lingering Souls. Have an answer to a Hollow One, we have an answer to a Big Delve Fatty, so I think these souls will buy us some time. Obviously borrowing Burning Inquiry shenanigans. The question is if they play like a Flamewake Phoenix here, am I just pathing that? I think the answer is yes. Like Flamewake Phoenix, attack with Bloodghast here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and path that. They have no more basics to get, huh? Alright, Rest in Peace. Is there anything in their graveyard right now that I even care about? 1, 2, 3. I think I go ahead and run out Lingering Souls here. Then next turn I can flashback Souls, put out Rest in Peace. It's just flashback. Yeah, flashback. Flashback the Faithless Looting. Wonder what they've got going on over there. Bunch of lands, apparently. Wouldn't surprise me if they have, like, Destructive Revelry or something to answer this Rest in Peace since they have Stomping Ground. I think we're just going to take this hit. Don't want them to get the Bloodghast back and us to lose a spirit for it, so... Because I presume you still have land... Yeah, I was going to say, I presume you still have lands in hand. Just don't have a Thoughtseize. Don't think their deck plays a ton of discard, but, you know, Thoughtseize would hit us pretty good here. Alright, sweet. Not much punishment for our play. Flashback Souls. Play out a Rest in Peace. Admittedly, the rest of our hand is pretty anemic right now. So what is the green splash for? I'm not... That particular one I'm not versed in. Like, we haven't seen any Vengevines or anything like that. This is like a Phoenix, that'd be annoying. Blood Moon, sure. Which, ironically, Blood Moon doesn't even do anything here, so it's kind of like whatever. You bolting one of my spirits. Collective Brutality. So ironically, our opponent's Blood Moon's going to save us 2 life next turn, because we get to play this Godless Shrine. Yeah, this looks like a Brutality. Just fine. So they killed a spirit and drained us. What did they discard? Yeah, I'm trading a spirit for your now gone. So they didn't... They escalated Brutality, but they didn't... they just use this to drain us. What are the odds that I care about the last card in their hand? Probably pretty low. Fire up the Shameling Vent, start getting this game over with. Before our opponent can recover with something like a Tassiger or a Gurmag Angler. Modern, a format where both players are on their C+ plan and whoever gets there wins. So they pitched Goblin Lord, a Collective Brutality. Interesting. 5 mana? This just a hollow one? Oh, Street Wraith. Alright. I mean, interesting. Guess that makes sense that that would be their last card. Actually, undo. So, Field of Ruin, kill this. 2, 3. Get a... Doing this to get another Plains to play around Blood Moon a little bit better. That way, I don't have to waste my Fragmentize on their... This Gideon's gonna check their Street Wraith. We have a slow clock, but at least we have a clock. Marsh Flats. Am I just supposed to fire up Gideon and start getting into the red zone here? I think I am. Because, like, if they swing at Gideon, this puts them to 7. They swing at Gideon, they're just dead on the crackback. So... I definitely should have Inquisitioned to take their... Yep, it is a Volt, and they just F6'd. Huh. Interesting. So, why would you F6 there? Sure. So if you don't have a follow-up, you're dead. Please be a freaking Hollow One. Please be just a Hollow One. Yes. Alright, so you're dead. Cool. Oh, 4 or less. Huh. Alright, so... go ahead and fire this up. Alright, opponent concedes. So Fragmentize doesn't actually kill Hollow One, so my reason for boarding it in, not good! But we did manage to get a Blood Moon there, so... we lucked out. Yeah, I'm used to Fragmentize and killing like every artifact or enchantment that's relevant. Although, I suppose things like Sky Sovereign and Standard it didn't kill, so I should remember stuff like that. So, rest in pieces, plus our opponents not having their best draws. We got a little bit lucky there. Alright. See, once again, our mana base biting us in the hind end. Opponent's mulliganing to 6. I have all black cards that I can't cast, so yeah, mulligan. Alright, going to 5. Sure. Bottom that. Good old Ad Nauseam. Alright, so I now have a decision to make here. So I can try to play this game out, but all of my cards are completely useless in this matchup that are in my hand. I'd have to rip Discard Spell over the next couple of turns, and my opponent will have a lot better... Okay, sideboarding, we have the Ley Lines to bring in, we have Rule of Law, Lost Legacies, have a lot more... I think I'm just going to go ahead and concede the game. So this is an information concession, and perhaps it's wrong. Obviously, you know, our opponent could conceivably bring in Fragmentizes, bring in Rule of Law, bring in English Unmaking, Stony Silence. Now, do I want the Ley Lines here? Because Ley Lines only stop the Lightning Storm portion of the combo, doesn't actually stop the creature portion of the combo, the Laboratory Maniac. So, probably bring in Bloodfast, because I need to see a lot of cards. And the rest of these cards, Rest in Peace does nothing. There's some argument for Leyline, but it doesn't. Bring in a couple past just to deal with, like a Dromoka or Grave Titan or something. Yes, I'd like to play first. Yeah, we're keeping this hand. Go ahead, grab Godless Shrine here. Play an Inquisition. Their hand is Lotus Bloom. Wow. So... Sand needs a lot of help. Taking Lightning Storm doesn't do anything. I think we take Pact of Negation here and set up to Lost Legacy them. Because they're not going to be able to really... Okay, sure. Lotus Bloom into Scry. Put a card on top. Really just want to hit a third land here. Alright, so let's play Arguel's Bloodfast and pass the turn. Guess I'm getting that. Pass. Really want to hit our land, friend. So our opponent's got all the mana they need. Now it's just a question of, do we hit our third land drop before they find another Pact of Negation plus Angel's Grace, or they can kill us? Yep, that's fine. So that's out of your hand. Your hand is Pentad Prism, Simian Spirit Guy, Lightning Storm, and some amount of unknowns. City of Brass into another cantrip. Yeah. Alright, so that was one of your draws. Untap land next turn. Come on, deck. Been feeding us a lot of lands already. This is when I swear my deck hates me. Yep. So we Inquisitioned. Yep. Yep. So we still know two of the cards in their hand, so the odds of them having the combo aren't great. Wow. Alright, so hope to hit a land. Alright, am I dead? Am I dead? Simian Spirit God, sure. Are you freaking kidding me? Deck, why do you hate me so? Alright, discard Lingering Souls. Am I dead? Alright, so we're starting to draw out of our land issues. Lost Legacy. Pact of Negation. That's mildly annoying. Alright, so Lightning Storm is a real card, so I do have to keep that in mind. Lingering Souls. So I can Flashback Souls, kill both of their artifacts. I think that's the play this turn. Flashback Souls. Kill that. Funny part is, if they draw like 2 lands here, we're just dead. So I have to hope we survive this turn cycle and then play out this Gideon. Sure. Okay. Phyrexian Unlife, I am perfectly fine with that card. Ish. Alright, so Flashback Souls. Try to play out this Gideon. This Gideon resolve. You have a third Pact of Negation. You do not. Pass to our opponent. This has been a very bizarre game. So our opponent might have to Lightning Storm to kill Gideon here. Excuse me. We're in a really weird spot. So 8, drop them to 6. Very bizarre game. Because, like, I mulliganed game 1, saw a creature kill hand against a combo deck, decided to concede for information's sake. Now, this turn they've seen, actually, is English Unmaking my deck right now? Alright, is this... Okay, sure. So... show me what you got. See if there's anything in this hand that I remotely care about. This is just a value ad nauseam. Yeah, just a value ad nauseam. Not sure what precisely you were hoping to gain from it. 4, 8, 10. Alright, so they play Seachrome Coast. Alright, so it was one of the cards we knew. Isolated Chapel. How does that change the math? Opponent's in this weird spot where if they don't chump this turn... Okay, so they are going to chump. Buys them another turn. Firing up the vents would have done nothing to prevent that. Go ahead and cast Night's Whisper here. I think I just go ahead and play another Gideon. This Gideon. Make an... yeah, make a Planeswalker. Make a Knight, sorry. That way we can present lethal next turn. Unless they have... No, actually we can't present lethal. So we have 2 Gideons in play. They can't win the game right now. Alright, sure. Caster Serum Visions we knew about. So maybe those Fragmentizes on their mana was a little bit aggressive, but definitely know we'll be seeing Ley Lines of Sanctity next game, so definitely want the Fragmentizes and the English Unmaking still in my deck. Is there any other sideboard slots to deal with that? Rest in Peace doesn't do anything, Reckoning doesn't really do anything, etc., etc. So they went bottom, top. Interesting. Sure. Okay. Pretty sure this game is over. want to transform this? Probably? Sure, why not? Path to Exile, huh? So... start by attacking, force them to grace if they have it. Yep, here comes Angel's Grace. Puts them to 2, buys them another turn. Then see what our opponent does here. Still have to be able to kill 2 Gideons and stay alive. Opponent is really digging deep, but I don't think this is a game they can win at this point. Like, if they were to go Lightning Storm, untap, kill us, that could easily happen before we played Gideon Ally of Zendikar, but I'm pretty sure this second Gideon just locked it up. What you got, opponent? Alright, Lotus Bloom, not even relevant. And can always gain a little bit of life too. Okay, so they played out the Gemstone Mine. Their hand is Lightning Storm, Phyrexian Life, and 3 unknowns. We haven't even seen any of our other discard spells. This is the power of tribal Gideons. Ley lines, somewhat relevant, but not really. Rest in Pieces, fine. Path, Wrath, Fatal Pushes, Wrath of God. Alright, so you played a Plains. Okay, not it. I guess that's somewhat relevant. Like, we're gonna go ahead and sacrifice a creature, just gain some life here. Just to avoid. Ooh, that's a piece of candy. Escalate. That and that. Target you, target you. Okay. Escalate. Cast. Target you, target you. Discard Lingering Souls. And this basically ensures you are dead this turn, so you should probably concede. Spoils of the Vault, Lightning Storm, and Nausem. Okay. So take spoils from the vault. And then fire up Gideon. Fire up Gideon. Why did I just do that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Guess we still can win this turn, but kind of annoying. Two. Alright, game has ended. Alright, I'll be back in 1 quick minute. Alright, so don't think there's anything in our sideboard we want particularly, so we're just going to go ahead and click submit. Does this hand do enough? So we have Inquisition, we have Gideon in the Trials. These two are basically a mulligan. Guess we go ahead and keep. See if nope, no Leyline. That's good. No Leyline is good. See what they do here. So yeah, they have a Lotus Bloom. No Lotus Bloom. Alright. So Inquisition you on 1. See what you're working with over there. Spoils the Vault, Phyrexian Unlife, Serum Visions, and a Nausem. Well, left a card on top. So they have a pretty good hand. One thing they're missing is mana, pretty much. So yep. Two Lotus Blooms? Alright, so do this. Pass. Sure. So they have the combo rolled up. I mean, that's not... Question is whether these Gideons are enough disruption or not. Bottom. Alright, so we know... Hand is... This is their hand, pretty much. So these Gideons are good to go. Get the emblem. Next time we get to go Ally of Zendikar, potentially Bash for 4, see if they play out like Spirit Guide as a... Nope. Alright. Collective Brutality. That is a card. Show. Okay, 2 Simian Spirit Guides. So their hand is Guide, Guide. Let us start the Gideon beatdowns. You're going to spoils from the vault here? That's risky. Okay. What you looking for? Go to 3. Lose a lot of your stuff. Okay. So I guess if you draw... Yeah, Nauseum's fine, but it's kind of whatever. Gotta play out your apes as blockers here. So I mean, this is the what you exiled. Huh. Feels like a Simian Spirit Guide. Huh. What on earth are you playing here? Did you draw a Lightning Storm? Or are you playing out... Alright. I think they meant to cast Simian Spirit Guide and punted there. Not really sure 100% what happened. Alright, so from 0-2 to 2-2, pretty decent. Thing I'll say about this Gideon deck, so there's definitely the punt in the Jund matchup. I think, like, the only thing I've had issues with was the mana base, really. The 5 colorless lands has definitely come back to bite us. I mean, they do some mana fixing, but sometimes you just need your... I mean... Collective Brutality into Gideons seems reasonable. Mulligans to 6, mulligans to 5. Keeps their hand. Scries to the top. Alright, so we'll see what our opponent's on before we fetch what we fetch. So that doesn't tell us a whole lot about what's going on here. We'll go get Godless Shrine here. Hopefully we draw another white source for the next couple turns. Vault of the Archangel, just what I wanted. Let's go ahead and Brutality to see what's going on over there. Okay. 1, 2, 3 lands. Yep. Some style of zoo deck, so we miss. Alright, so presumably they're going to play a Kasali here. So if I draw a white source, I can play Gideon plus on this, force them to overcommit. If I don't, then I'm like locked into the Field of Ruin. Alright, so here I can go plus Gideon on your Kasali. Force them to commit more to the board. Go ahead and wrath that. So actually they showed us one of the cards they drew, which is interesting. Alright, sure. You're going to cast your Geist, I'm presuming, here? Yep, Geist of St. Traft. Sorin's not a horrible card here. Wait, that. Wrath of God. Fire up this Gideon. Whisperwood Elemental is definitely an obnoxious card against us. So. Alright. Sure. Gideon of their own. What the heck are we playing against? Alright, so that effectively locks us into being able to deal with their Gideon. Or if they hit a land drop here, we could be in some trouble. Like Whisperwood's going to be slightly obnoxious to play against. Sure. Play our own Gideon. And next turn we get to play and start plussing Sorin. Okay, so now they get Whisperwood this turn, which is obnoxious. So what is the best way to deal with their crap? So Sorin tick down on, how does Whisperwood work? Whenever this creature dies, face up non-token creatures. Alright, so Whisperwood's not going to actually do a whole lot here. Go grab a basic land here, because I don't think it particularly matters. Play Sorin out here. Take down on Whisperwood. Yes, I won't get the stupid life buffer, but that's fine. 2, 3, 4. Yep. Meant to fire up Gideon here, not actually do the night thing. There's a Path to Exile. Alright, opponent's got an interesting deck here. Alright. Noble Hierarch. Very interesting mid-range battle we've got here. So are they just Bant good stuff? Okay, sure. Plus this. Gideon of the Trials. Play out this. So go ahead and fire up this Gideon. Go ahead and fire up. So go ahead and bash both of these at Gideon. Continue to edict your stuff. Sure. Then our opponent can't kill any of our planeswalkers this turn. We've got your Stirring Wildwood on lockdown. Feels like this game is going to go pretty well. Geist of St. Traff, sure. I mean, Geist is fine, but I don't think it's going to get where you want it to go. Inquisition of Kozilek, hardly the best card here. Field of Ruin. Alright, play out Field of Ruin here. So, make an emblem. Fire up this Gideon. Firing up Shambling Vents. Alright, so opponent chooses not to trade off their board, they just save their own life. And the question is, with this Geist of St. Traff, what are you actually trying to kill here? Sure. Hmm. I can actually uniquely direct where that's going. Interesting. Soren's dead. Gideon's dead. I think I'm fine with this exchange. You have to have a follow-up or like a path to exile or something. Alright, and I think you're still dead here. Yep. Fire this up. Activate Gideon. And then you're dead. Jump block, take not. Alright. It's a very interesting game. Alright, so I wonder what our opponent's up to here. And to MTG. Feels like a deck we should be pretty well equipped to handle, but I don't know. Like, I haven't seen too many Whisperwood elemental decks. Not sure. Whisperwood elemental. Alright, so... White-green deck. I think this is mostly played in the stupid, yeah, our opponent's not really playing... anything in particular we care about? I mean, most of the decks I see like this are the Todd Stevens Green-White Value Town deck with it in it. So it's like... Rule of Law... maybe English Unmaking over something? Like, just as another hedge. But what would I even take out? Maybe like a Thoughtseize on the draw. I guess Collective Brutality isn't that good. Maybe I should have just boarded out of Brutality. So definitely want one of our Wraths in our opener hand. They probably have like some type of counter spells. Once again, our mana base is punishing us. Yeah, keeping this hand. Bottom Gideon for right now. Double Hierarch, sure. Play that out and pass. Like, if they have Geist here, we could be in some trouble, because, like, Geist into some counter spells would be obnoxious. Alright, so no Geist. That's a positive, at least. Scavenging Ooze. Okay. Don't particularly care about Scavenging Ooze. It is, like, moderately relevant against Lingering Souls, I guess. Go ahead and grab Godless Shrine here. Need to hit land drops. I really don't want Gideon. At this point in the game, I need land drops. Alright, I mean, we hit a land drop. Take a hit for 3 here. If they have Gideon, we're obviously in a lot of trouble. Collected Company. I don't suspect they're a deck that can actively support Collected Company with what we saw. Could be wrong here. Alright, let's go ahead and try to path this, force their hand a little bit. Okay, so that just happens. So, like, spell quellers or anything? What on earth do they have going on over there? Other skews. Try for this Gideon the Trials. Alright, so now they're going to have to commit more to the board, which is fine. As long as they don't play Gideon or Whisperwood, I think we're good here. Voice of Resurgence. Alright, that one's mildly obnoxious. So, what card do I want to get countered most, per se? Guess Gideon would block one, shut down another. Let's go ahead and run a Wrath out here. This is more than enough value if they don't have a negate. Alright, Voice of Resurgence token, fine. Go ahead and plus on that. Pass. Another Voice of Resurgence. Okay. Go ahead and shock this in. Lingering Souls. Flashback. Lingering Souls. I want to go ahead and just get aggressive here. Okay, sure. So one of the cards you were holding on to was Path to Exile. I think I'm good with that. Makes some sense, although admittedly Path's not very good in this matchup, because we don't actually have any creatures other than Gideons. Okay, another Voice of Resurgence, sure. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. So we're taking a hit for 5 here. So opponent has 2 cards in hand. Gideon would just be a fog here. So guess I play in Flashback Souls. Hope they attack with their voices. Hope they don't have another... I guess if they have another Declaration in Stone, we're just dead. Which, there's Could play Gideon to Fog, but it's like not really worth it, so if you got another Deck and Stone, you got another Deck and Stone. Am I dead? Nope. See if they attack with their voices. Sweet. Set up the Ye Old Wrath of God special. Alright, sure. Go get another land. So if I cast a Wrath here, how likely am I to die? So 4, they need to put 3 power on board. Cast Day of Judgment. Do you finally have a counterspell? Okay, get a 1/1. So if we live through this turn, I think we're good. This collected company? Huh. Geist would obviously be a beating. Yep. Geist hit us for 2. Another Wrath would be nice, but we are running low on those. So how much mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I empty out Sorin on this, I go to 7. And my opponent has to decide they want to don't have a good way to deal with this guy, which is obnoxious. So where are you going with your Geist of Saint Draft? Okay, sure. That's probably going after me. So 9 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus targeting you. Gideon. Make a 2/2. Pass. Hope this is good enough. The heck do you have here? Okay, sure. Whisperwood? Yep. Don't think this puts us in the greatest of shape. We still need to draw Wrath. And then even post-Wrath, we're in some trouble. So... looks like Game 3 is going to be a slogfest as well. Is there anything we've seen in this game that changes, like, how we want to sideboard in these matchups? Probably not. Probably want... I think I boarded in the English Unmaking, didn't I? Yep. Everything going after that. Killing Geist, although it's possible they have another Geist anyway. Double Whisperwood, huh? Alright. Yeah, we're just dead this game. Alright. See if they show us what the manifests are. Scavenging Ooze. I don't know. Noble Hierarch, Gideon Ally, Zendikar, and Windswept Heath. So these collective brutalities can probably go out. Thoughtseize can come in. Are there any of these other cards that make any amount of sense? Maybe bring in like one copy of Lost Legacy, because Geist and Whisperwood are such a pain to deal with. Two, three, four, five Wrath effects. Alright, so... Is Lost Legacy a crazy card to have in this matchup? No. Very interesting matchup. So you have Declaration in Stone, Paths, which are all fine. Guess I'd like to play first. Sure, keep this hand. Question is, what card am I naming with Lost Legacy here? Is it just Whisperwood, or is it like Geist? Alright, so we may not get a chance to name Geist. Oh well. Alright, pass to our opponent here. Geist of Saint Trash. Lingering Souls here. Past our opponent. Gideon, make an emblem. Is that what we're doing here? Create a 2/2 knight. Alright. Whisper, Wood, Elemental. Card I can't beat right now. Deccan Stone, Path. Ugh. What kind of other nonsense do they have going on here? Bant's Charm, Deccan Stone, Gideon's, Lumbering Falls, Rocks War Monks. Okay, so they're just basically a good stuff deck. So their hand is Path, Deccan Stone, and one unknown. Alright. How is Bant Charm worded? Bant Charm. Counter target instant spell. Okay, so they have nothing in their deck to even counter. Wrath of God. Pass. So I have Gideon plus Flashback Souls. Our opponent has whatever here. Opponent has Path, Deccan Stone. Geist of Say Trash. Of course they would draw another one of those. Noble Hierarch, sure. Alright, so... Unfortunately, they have the tools to fight through this, but there's nothing I can do. Yep. Let's go ahead and take it. Now you have 2 pass in hand, which is obnoxious. You can draw another Wrath. Does play this Gideon even do anything here? Not really. I think we're going to be losing this one. Nothing like fighting back from a 0-2 to a 2-2 to likely a 2-3 here. Sure. Do I like to use this ability? Yes. Grab A planes. Fire up this Shambling Vent, see if you allow me to block. Okay. Go to 2. Do I draw a Wrath? Fatal Push. I mean, buys me a turn, I guess. As long as they don't have a path or any of that nonsense. Block. Fatal Push or stupid token. Alright. Inquisition, see what their hand is, and then die. Rock's Warmonk, Path to Exile, and Deck and Stone. Alright, and we're dead. Because you can decide where the Geist of St. Traft, definitely a card this deck has problems dealing with. Attacking, getting into the trials, yep, and we're dead. Alright, so lessons learned. Path, Gideon. Alright, so another 2-3 league. Kind of getting a little frustrating at this point, but alright. Thoughts on black-white Gideons? So, black-white Gideons, it's a fun deck. Let's take a look at the black-white walkers list. So, black-white walkers was running 24 lands, 4 Ghost Quarter, Marsh Flats, Shambling Vents. Black-white Gideons was running 4 Shambling Vents. So I think this comes down to a couple of things. So I think these 2 lands are excessively greedy. Like, I could see running a 4th Field of Ruin, or 1 Westvale Abbey, or 1 Vault of the Archangel, but I'm thinking, like, you probably want the 4th Field of Ruin maybe, and then you need another black-white source, maybe the Filter Land, maybe another Godless Shrine, or another Isolated Chapel. But this mana base just punched us in the face way too many times this league. There were way too many mulligans we had because we didn't have black mana, or we didn't have this mana or that mana. Another thing is, in the black-white walkers list, they were running 4 Night's Whisper, which, and some Wall of Omens, which that's probably too many to be honest, but I think maybe getting one of these Wrath of Gods out of the deck, getting like a 2nd Night's Whisper in the list, because you want to be hitting your land drops, you want a source of card advantage. 5 Wraths, I don't know the math on, but 5 Wraths feels like too many. I mean, like, they're, like, against that Bant matchup, yeah, another Wrath would have gotten us back into the game. Admittedly, it would have. But, I think having Night's Whispers to dig to lands, to dig to Wraths, so basically cutting both these other colorless sources, maybe for the 4th Field of Ruin, cutting one of the Wrath effects for a 2nd Night's Whisper, because you want to increase your velocity to get through your deck, to find what you need, to find your Gideons, to find your Wrath of God effects. Trying to think beyond that. The sideboard, like, I really can't complain about the sideboard. The sideboard had a lot of good tools. Some consideration for like a 2nd Argril's Bloodfast with one of these cards, but I'm not sure which one you'd actually cut. Because like everything we brought in. Obnixilis wasn't great in the situations where we had, but we didn't draw it enough. Sorin was pretty good in a lot of spots. It's obviously a card advantage engine. Lets you kill bigger creatures, lets you gain a little bit of life. So, but I think just tweaking with the mana base a little bit, tweaking with a little bit more early game velocity, allowing you to get to your 4 and 5 spells without stumbling on mana. That was a lot of our problems, is we were stumbling on mana, stumbling on our mana not being good. I almost wonder if we don't also want to cut like one of these planes for another black source, because right now we're running 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, so 8, 12, 15. Like, I feel I want like a 16th black source. Maybe the filter land would be enough. I don't know. You know, certainly a fun deck. Has the tools to beat. Feels pretty much just about everything. Though I'm sure Tron's still a rough matchup right now. I don't know. A lot of it was variance. A lot of it was the mana base being a little bit, for a 2-color deck, a little too greedy. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. If you've watched this far along. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Beyond that, I mean, we'll be back later with some Grixis action, with some Naya Monsters action in Standard. Want to play a little bit of Modern, but once again, our 2-3 run continues. I'm sure some of that was a little bit of sequencing on my part, like especially against Jun with that Olivia Voldaren. Beyond that, people were surprisingly equipped for Lingering Souls, Declaration and Stones, the Jun deck with like Grim Lavamancers, the Grafdigger's Cages, etc. A lot of stuff going on that Lingering Souls wasn't as good as it usually would have been in a lot of those matchups. Like Deck and Stone out of the Bant deck was just, I don't know if that's just a product of they need more hard removal or what was going on over there. But the Bant deck was certainly interesting. We might pick up something like that at some point. Looked pretty fun, albeit quite fair. I'm not sure how that deck beats the unfair decks, quite frankly. Other than like quick Geist and maybe some counter spells out of the sideboard. But that Bant good stuff deck was certainly interesting. Beyond that, thanks for hanging out, and hope to talk to you later.